you can just apply to the El-Yurt Umidi Foundation and they will cover everything for you. Your tuition, your housing, your meals, your transportation, everything. When you tell them like, I am the scholar of El-Yurt Umidi, they are like, okay, sure, not a problem. And your interview lasts about 1 minute. And then you will miss Uzbekistan, trust me. Even if you hate Uzbekistan, you will miss it. I'm from Tashkent. I was born here and I graduated from the Turin Polytechnic University in Tashkent, which is actually the branch of the Italian university from the city Torino. So me, actually, I'm an automotive and mechanical engineer. So I do a lot of mechanical stuff, like doing some engine repairs of the cars, or maybe just building some robots, which I will explain later. Okay, and now I'm in the 3rd year. Actually, in United States, you don't have to like tell which year you are studying. You can just tell that you're a sophomore, junior, freshman, or senior. So me, I'm a senior. Now I'm a junior because I'm in 3rd year. If you're in the 1st year, then you are freshman. Okay, and I'm also one of the members of the Almanac, which is actually the idea of the Zio Forum. And it is the book where one of the most successful students of Uzbekistan are collected together. So me personally, I was in that book too. And also, like you can see here, that's Zio Forum, Turin Polytechnic University, and Arizona State. So from Turin Polytechnic University, I did my automotive engineer degree, and in Arizona State, I'm doing my mechanical degree. So then, and I am also the scholar of El-Yurt Umidi Foundation. I guess none of you maybe heard about this foundation. What is that actually? So let's begin with, let's say, the 90s. Back in the 90s, there was a foundation called Umid Foundation. It is like one of the big ideas of our ex-president. The goal of that foundation was to just educate our people, our citizens in other countries like United States, Japan, just to create new specialists in every field. This idea was closed in 2006 maybe, or 2008, because a lot of people who studied in other countries, they just left there. I mean, like, they just stayed there and never come back to Uzbekistan. It was failure. But now they just created this idea once again, and now it's called the El-Yurt Umidi Foundation. What is that? Let's say you want to study in the United States. Let's be honest, we don't have like a lot of money to study here. And if you have a little bit of scholarship from that university, you can just apply to the El-Yurt Umidi Foundation and they will cover everything for you. Your tuition, your housing, your meals, your transportation, everything. It all depends on your university and your state or country. Me personally, I applied to this El-Yurt Foundation too, and I was in the 1st place of the engineering, and I won that. I mean, like, they cover all my tuition, they cover all my housing. I just, even they covered the visa. You don't have to worry about okay, I have money right now, but what about the visa? You don't have to worry about that, because when you go to the interview and when you tell them like, I am the scholar of El-Yurt Umidi, they are like, okay, sure, not a problem. And your interview lasts about 1 minute. They will give you a visa for, just for 1 minute. While others, they will struggling with, the interviewers will ask you about some strange questions like what your father do or what your mother do, and you don't have to think about it. Just tell them that you're a scholar of El-Yurt Umidi, and that's it. Just 1 minute. And then you will get a visa, and that's it. So you can apply to the El-Yurt Umidi Foundation. That's really cool thing. And I really, it's really easy, to be honest, to win that competition, because it's only the first stage is just you have to apply the documents. You just have to have the IELTS, you just have to have the acceptance letter. That's it. You don't have to like do the DTM and all that stuff. You don't have to do the SAT. You just have to apply, and that's it. Okay, then, so why I'm actually doing like what I'm doing here in Zio Forum, why Zio Forum, invited me and we are in a, let's say, the collaboration, Because first of all, I'm one of the founders of the Nova Robotics. Nova Robotics is the first known company in Uzbekistan which produces the robot, like real robots, like robot assistants. You can just go to the Instagram, just type the Nova Robotics and you will see a lot of projects. And the second thing is the SNR school. The SNR school is actually, I would say the first company in Uzbekistan which offers the STEM courses. What is STEM? STEM is actually science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I would say like really numerous of schools offer the STEM courses here. So STEM courses is really becoming popular in Uzbekistan. Okay, then why you have to study in United States? So I guess if you're here, you're interested in United States. Who can tell me why you have to be interested in that? Why you choose the United States? Okay, modern city. What about Japan? Tokyo. Tokyo is really, I would say, it's much more developed than the New York. Trust me. What else? Any ideas? Why are you choosing the United States? Maybe because of money, huh? Okay.
Maybe education, a city more.
Status, you mean? Yeah, okay. Quality, right. So, yeah, me personally, I chose the United States. The first reason, it was my child dream. When I was dreaming about, New York, the big tall buildings and all that stuff. And when during the interview of El-Yurt Umidi, while they asked me about why I'm choosing the United States, I told them about the politics. I didn't choose the Europe because I already studied in European university. Now I want to try the United States. So the first thing is quality. Trust me, the quality in United States education is really great because I felt this myself. In European university, you won't receive such quality. I mean, like, your professors are ready to help you. How in our country? Well, when you ask your professor, your teacher, like, please, professor, yeah, help me, I'm not understanding, they will tell you, go and look at the lectures, you have the book, you just have to read that, and that's easy because there is a book. While here, your professor will tell you, okay, just email me, text me when you're available, and I will give you a time. You can just go, we can just discuss your questions one-on-one, Zoom or, in person, whatever, and your professors are really ready to help you. To be honest, I was disturbing one of my professors of one of the classes, I guess every day. I was like, okay, professor, I'm not understanding this one. No, please help me. And he was ready. He never told me you pissed me off. I don't want to spend time with you because you're not understanding. No, they're getting their salary because they're helping you. And if they don't help you, they won't get the salary. The second thing is the lifestyle. To be honest, the lifestyle in the United States is great. No one cares about you, and you don't have to care about others. I mean, let's say if you're doing some crazy thing, no one cares about you. How it happens in our country? Well, when you do something crazy, let's say you do some pranks, right? In a city, let's say in the Tashkent city, everyone's like, what's happening? Well, what? He's crazy. Let's call the police. But in the United States, it's different. They don't care about you. If you're just running full naked, don't care. They're just doing their own stuff. So you don't have to think about it. And the third one is freedom. You really are free. Just one example. How many times, how many courses or how many classes you have in your institution, every day? How many classes you have?
3.
3, okay. 3, 6, 4, right. In my university, we usually, back in the Tashkent, we used to have 3, 4 classes per day. Well, trust me, now for my second term, I'm doing only 2 days of study, which means I'm free Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm free of my classes. Why is that so? Because I've chosen my schedule for myself. I have only 4 classes, and I just separated them into 2 days. I have classes only Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 4. That's cool. I mean, you are going to the class, You are having dinner, you are having lunch, and then you have one more class, and that's it, and you are free. I mean, like, you can build your schedule on your own, and that's a really cool thing. Okay, well, while you're thinking about studying, there is a lot of points when you have to think about where do I have to study, right? Because there's a lot of universities. What I did myself, I built a groups. What I mean is, I did a group of, let's say, the acceptance rate, group of the ranks, group of the price, of course, and group of location. Me personally, like, I study in Arizona State University. Well, Arizona is located near to the California, near to Utah. When I tell the people from United States that I'm studying in Arizona, the Arizona is really popular because of the first thing is that it's summer. There is no winter, and the summer is exactly as in our city in Tashkent. So the weather is the same. There is no winter, there is no cold days. That's the cool thing that I really like. And the second thing, in my university, it is like party school, which means our university has a lot of events. Like, you have like about 3-4 events per day, and you can just go and just party and just meet new people. So here you can just have to understand what you want. Do you want a really cool university which stands in the top 10, or are you looking for weather conditions, or are you looking for acceptance rate? It's all based on yourself. My advice is, when you want to choose some university, especially in the United States, just build an Excel file. You know, I guess everyone has in a Microsoft, right? Excel. Just write down some of the universities and just separate them into the groups, and that's it. And you will know what university you have. And then there's one trick. When you apply to one of the United States universities, you have to pay the application fee. When you do this, you can just ask the fee waiver, which means university will pay for your application, which means you don't have to pay anything. Me personally, when I was applying to the Arizona State University, I didn't pay anything. I mean, like, I just applied and I then received acceptance letter. You know, trust me, even up to coming to the United States, I thought that someone will ask money from me just to pay for their service, but no one asked me money. I mean, like, in order to apply to the university, it's totally free. Вы понимаете вообще? Да, нормально? Ну, просто молчите. Okay, so that's really easy. You don't have to think about it. If you want to apply to some university, just look at the deadlines and just apply. There's a couple of things. Well, it's other lecture how to apply, but keep in mind that there is a rankings. There's 3 important rankings when you can just look at the rankings and just understand which university is best for you. Okay, then ожидание и реальность. What we expect and what we get. The first thing about United States, trust me, it's not only the tall buildings. Sometimes, in some parts, buildings in Tashkent are much taller than in United States. And when you look at the movies, when there is a lot of big, tall buildings, trust me, it's only New York. It maybe Chicago, maybe partly Los Angeles, but not others. Even now, like, in the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm in the United States. You know, there should be some tall buildings. You know, I was dreaming about that. And I drove to the downtown, which is like 30 minutes away from my university. And it was like, you know, it was like driving across the Tashkent. It's always about with tall buildings, and that's it. It's only downtown. Most of the universities, they are located far from the downtown, which means you will have to spend about 30 minutes in order to get there. And maybe you have to spend about $30 in order to get there by the Uber or Lyft, whatever. And buses sometimes takes about 1.5 hours to get there. Что я хочу сказать? То, что если вы думаете, что вот я сейчас попаду в Америку, там здание, я буду все крутое, да, вот Нью-Йорк, нету такого. Типа, это только в Нью-Йорке. Yeah, is metropolitan area which called the downtown. Yeah, which is called the downtown. It has only in the downtown. Okay, then you will get the cultural shock. What is that? In United States, it's full of a lot of people from the other countries, and actually the United States is like a country with immigrant people. It's really rare when you meet the real American guy. There is no American guys. They are either Latin Americans, they are either Mexican or Chinese American or Indian American. There is no like real original American people. It's like really rare. So when you are in university, you will see a lot of people from a lot of countries. You will see Indian people, Mexican people, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, I don't know, like sometimes you will meet Uzbek people, Tajik people, Russian, Armenian, Azerbaijani. Like you will see the full our global people. I mean, like you will meet everyone. And the fun fact is that when you will walk just across the university, you can see that Indian people, they're like about like 30% of all the people there. Because the Indian people, they're a lot of there. I mean, like you can see the group of Indian people, and they will talk just in Indian. I have one cool fact. I was sitting in one of the classes, and at some point, these all Indian guys, like I was only one from the Central Asia in that class, and I guess like we were like 20 guys. I was from Central Asia, one guy was from Europe, and all of them they were like from India. I mean, like at some point we were just discussing something, and these all Indian people started talking in Indian. Just they started discussing like between them, and the professor was standing like this. What's happening? Like, they're doing some their own jokes. They're all laughing. Other people from other countries, and even the professor, they were she was like saying like, guys, come on, let's talk in English, please, because it was like there's a lot of people from India. Then you are unique. You are unique for them. You are unique how you dress. You are unique how you talk. You are unique how you do. Yeah, because even when they ask you like where are you from, they will tell you like, and then you will answer them like reply them like Uzbekistan, and they're like what? Like they're like, what is this a part of Russia or something? And every time when they ask me like where are you from, the first thing that I tell them is like I'm from Central Asia. And then they will ask you, well, yeah, and they will ask you which country. I was like, Uzbekistan. They're like, well, I was like, Uzbekistan, and they're like, okay. Is this near to the Kazakhstan or Afghanistan? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's near, but it's other country. I have a lot of friends there from Armenia, from Kazakhstan, and usually when we just sit and discuss, let's say in Uber, and the driver often asks me like, okay, are you guys like from Russia? And we're like, yeah, just yeah, we are from Russia because we speak in Russian. And sometimes they're really shocked when you tell about Russia, because like now the situation about the politics. The fact is, it was like I guess the first day in Arizona, I was just walking around, just looking at the buildings and all that stuff, and I saw the picture of the Putin. And they were all in graffiti, like the picture of the Putin with the evil. I was like, okay, I got it. Like here, like everyone hates Russian guys. I was like, yeah, okay. So there's a lot of people from other countries, and you will feel a little bit weird at the first time, but then it's okay. Okay, so as I was telling, the university is actually one city. So my university is located in Arizona State, in city of Tempe. And in United States, let's say in Uzbekistan, in Tashkent we have Chalanzar, right? Sergeli, right? And in United States, these guys, they often call not the city, but right to the district. Let's say my home address is Arizona State, Arizona, Tempe. But Tempe is not like a city, it's just like a big district. Tempe is a part of Phoenix. The Phoenix is like a capital city of the state, but in address you have to specify the Tempe. if you convert this into Uzbekistan, my address will be Tashkent City, Chilanzar, let's say. That's my address. Then after your like Tempe, your street and home address, etc. Okay, so this is the area of the university. In United States, the university is really big, the big areas. Just for a case, for example, I'm standing here, and let's say my class is ASU School Human and etc. I have to walk for 30 minutes or 40 minutes just to get there. And trust me, if your class is, let's say, the College Barrett, and your next class in this human something, then you have to have like 30 minutes in order to walk there. And if you have only 15 minutes of pause of the break, trust me, you are late for the class. So what I mean is the area of the university is really big. I saw a lot of people who skate. These guys, they somehow strange. Even the guys who is 25, 28, they all have the skates and they skate from one point to another point. Just holding these, you know, wooden stuff and just skating from one point to another point. Some tech guys, they have like the scooters and they're just walking, just driving, riding on the scooter. But I don't know, like, I don't own either the skateboard or scooter because I think like, you know, holding this stuff every time you have to go there, like, nah, I'd rather just walk. And I was lucky, all my classes were located here, like in this area. I was like fine with this. But my dinner was in this ASU school something, and I had to walk from my class to the ASU like for 30 minutes in order to just get to the dinner. So I mean, like, the university is like one city. And all the cafes and all the stuff is located around the university. Okay, then it's all about university. What about the lifestyle? Like, you will have like euphoria first week. You're like, I'm in the United States now, posting a lot of stories. But then there's like really cool stuff that you will recognize is the United States is not Uzbekistan, and that you learned in Uzbekistan is not working in the United States. Just for example, if you are, let's say, getting a taxi, what we do in Yandex Taxi, we just put the point right where we are located, not in the United States. You have to point the street name and the home address and the number of the building. Let's say, like, who knows the number of the building of Zio Forum? Someone knows that? No one knows. But if you don't know the number of the building, you can't get an Uber, because you have to just, you know, find the right building. And that's the problem. I really hate that. Okay, then there is no tonnage bilish in United States. Yeah, trust me. Even if you have your relatives in that state, the tonnage bilish won't work there, because I tried that a couple of times. It doesn't work. I mean, like, these American guys, they don't really think about the friendship. They don't really think about the, you know, the relative stuff. They just like, okay, if you want to apply, go on website and apply. Or if you need something, then you have to just do like official email and all that stuff. It's really terrible thing. I don't like it. And so this tonnage bilish stuff won't work. And then you will miss Uzbekistan. Trust me, even if you hate Uzbekistan, you will miss it. The first thing that I've missed, it was the osh. and I just went to the Walmart, which is like big, the supermarket, and I just bought the meat and all the beef and all that stuff. And fun part is, like, I'm from like kind of traditional family. My father used to do a lot of osh and food with beef with a lot of oil and with a lot of, like, you know, dumba, right? I was in the Walmart, I was searching for this dumba stuff for, I guess, like for 30 minutes. I couldn't find anything. I was like, how's that? Like, how's that? And then I spent about 20 minutes for finding the right rice. Even if I found the something similar to the Lazar, this Lazar somehow strange. Like if you put this rice for 30 minutes, it gets softer, right? I spent like 1 hour to put this their rice to make them softer. They didn't soften. Yeah, you had a question.
Did it be a problem to find meat?
No, it's not a problem. Well, it depends. I mean, like, well, I have friends which they are like really religious guys, and there is a couple of places when you can get like really halal stuff. If I'm not mistaken, these guys was Iranian, and there's like Iranian shop when they sell everything. Like,
I went to Germany and I didn't found through halal market.
Mhm.
Halal market is opened by Afghanistan or Iranian people.
Yeah.
And want to buy meat.
Mm-hmm.
I will deliver supplement with Subway.
Yeah. It's not in Walmart. I mean, like these big places like Walmart, there's like Trader Joe's, Fry's. They don't have like. I'm not quite sure. Do they have the halal stuff and all that stuff? But yeah, there is a places you can absolutely find in every state some halal guys which like they have all these halal stuff, like all the beef and all that stuff, the products, even sausages and all that stuff. But trust me, when you come to the United States, you have to ask them like, just like from the religious point, just is it halal or not? Because even if it's written beef, sometimes it can be a pork. So pork is like the big stuff, yeah. So yeah, it's better if you ask them. Yeah.
What if you are late to the classes?
It's nothing. I mean, like the professors don't care. Yeah, they don't really care. You can just be late for a class. Like trust me, I had one accident by mistake. I chose the class which starts at 8 a.m. And in order to get to the class, I have to drive, like take an Uber, which takes about like 10 minutes to get to this building. And like I have to like wake up at 7 at least to get there. But I'm like a sleepy guy, and I'm usually late for 20 or 25 minutes. Like it's okay, it doesn't really matter. It all depends on the professor. Some professors, they don't do the attendance. So if you don't do the attendance, well, it's okay. If your professor does the attendance, well, yeah, you have to get to the class, because if you lose points, well, it's not too good. And these professors, it had like really strange stuff. Like how is it in our countries, even in the, let's say, the post-Soviet countries? You have your class, you have your exam, and you have your grade, right? In the United States, it's all like in school. You have to do your homework, you have to do your like little exams, midterms, and you will have the final exam. And it's all summed up, and you will get the final result. I mean, like, if you don't do your homework, but you are great in the, let's say you get, like, let's say you got like 90% of the final exam, yeah, right? Sessia, you got like 90%. Well, if you didn't do the homework, you will get 70. Because you didn't do the homework. That's how they think. Well, you know, it all depends. I'm like, for me, I don't really like it. But from the point of the practice, from the point of the, you know, education, it's good when you do a lot of homework. It's good for your final. But all the homeworks, they have deadlines. And if you are late for the deadline, so the task is closed, you can just redo it and that's it. So yeah, the thing about Uzbekistan that you will miss Uzbekistan. Like in Arizona, there's not so much a lot of people from Uzbekistan, but even if I hear someone talks in Russian, I'll do like this, like, oh, there's a Russian guys. Yeah, I have to be friends with them. Yeah, I mean, like you will miss that, but it doesn't work in the New York. I was like New York before coming here. The fun thing is, I was just walking in the Brooklyn. Brooklyn is like so there's a Manhattan, which is like metropolitan area, the downtown, where all the business and all that stuff. And there's a Brooklyn. There's a lot of buildings. It's like big Sergeli, but there's a lot of buildings, and people go there just to sleep for their house. And I was just walking around the Brooklyn. I was just walking, and listening to the music, in my earphones. And I was like, and I hearing some woman is just walking across me and just like, bilaman, uyga borib gapirishim kerak. Ana unga e'tiborni olib kelib beradi. I was like, is this New York or Uzbekistan? What's happening? And the second thing, I was like in the subway. I was just sitting, staring around, and I see there is like one, there's a billboard, and it was some advertisement. I don't quite remember what was that. And how is it in our country? It says in like Uzbek, Russian, and English, right? But if it's United States, it has to be only in English. But the thing is, it's written in English and then in Russian. Why? I mean, like, this is a New York. Why there's a Russian? Why there's no French? Why there's no Chinese? There's a Russian. And it's strange, really, because there's like Russian mafia or what? I mean, like, everything is divided between the Russian guys and the American guys. Okay, so then, I'm sorry. So, where you live? The thing is, these American guys, trust me, they are poor. I mean, like, they don't have, like, usually most of the Americans, they don't have their own apartments. They don't have their own car. What I mean is, these guys, they do a lot of leasing. The leasing is like a prakat. So what we do in our country, we have the house of our parents, or we can just go and buy the house, or we can get a credit, right? But in America, the financing, the credit is called the financing. So in America, I guess like the people mostly do the financing or they do the leasing. What is leasing is the prakat, when you pay the one amount every month, and to be honest, basically you don't own this thing. If you want to stop living there, just stop living there. You're stopping paying that. I mean, like, you do the leasing. So there's the two options where you can live. You can live in a dorm, which is AQShda, or you can take a lease. Do a lease. So AQShda is usually like this. You have like 2 beds, or you can have a 1 bed. It all depends on the budget. And you will live with some guy, maybe he will be American, maybe he will be like from another country. Like, you living in the dorm. Dorm is located in the territory, in the area of the university. So it's like in a walking distance. Well, the leases, you can take whatever you want, either private house, or apartment. For the first time, we did the Airbnb. Airbnb is like a booking.com. Когда вы просто берете гостиницу, да, это то же самое, как Airbnb. Просто берете и живете, платите аренду. Это очень дорого. We spend about 1,500 per people, like per person, in order to live in that house. But if you do the lease, you will spend about 400 for a month. Yeah, 400 for a month. So what I mean is, in order to live in, it all depends on the state, of course, but if you want to live in America, like 1,000 for a month, it's quite okay for you, for your spendings. Okay, so we did the Airbnb. It was 3 bedroom, yeah. We separated by 3 people, and it was like $1,500. $1,500. And now lease, we have two bedroom. And now we spend about 400. But the thing is, when you do the Airbnb or you do the dorm, all the beds and all the furniture are included. But when you do the leasing, you have to buy all the beds and all the stuff that you really want. So that's the only problem. Huh? I'm sorry. Yo'q, qimmat emas. Agar reально olib qarasa, Amerika qimmat deb hisoblanadi. Agar reально student bo'lib yashaydigan bo'lsa, uncha qimmat emas. Biz lease oldik, o'zi 1,650. Uni 4 kishiga bo'ldik. 2 xonalida, ikkita yashaymiz. Endi 2 xonali normal, $400. $400 bu kam-da. Misol uchun da, to есть universitetda, if you are planning to work in a university, which is allowed, your salary, your wage will be about $12 per hour, and you are allowed to work for 20 hours. Yeah, the maximum of 20 hours per week. Let's just calculate it. If you do this stuff, so you will get how much? 240K? Yeah? Yeah, for a week. So you will get about like 300 for a week. Well, it's okay. or you can just pay yourself. Like I have one friend, she works in a university, and she covers all her expenses. Only two teaching fees is done by her mom, and all that stuff, all the living expenses and all that stuff, she's doing herself. I mean, like, it's okay. Okay, then what about the food? The food is, there's a various type of food. I mean, like, you can get the Chinese meals, you can go to the Asian meals, you can go to the American, Mexican, or whatever. It all depends on your preferences, what you really like. And it's really, I mean, like, all of them are okay. It's not like delicious as in our country, but it's okay. And the thing is that these all countries, I guess, like, except Central Asia, they all use the pork. I mean, like, everything with the pork. Even when you go to the Walmart, my friends, they're from Russia, and they do the pork, like, they eat the pork, and we usually, like, buy some food for a table. I mean, like, we can buy the pizza, and sometimes I have to buy myself. I mean, like, I have to buy food for myself, separated from them, because they do the pork, and all of these pizzas, they're all with the pork. So that's the one, like, the thing that I don't really like, but you can get used to it. It's okay. There's the Mexican guys, they do, like, good food without pork too. Okay. So how is it to live in United States, and how is it, like, to be I would say the American student? Monday to Friday. The thing is, these guys from America, they don't party on Mondays up to Friday. They live like Monday to Friday. So they go to work or they go to study on Monday, and they don't think about any party or anything, even some small gatherings. They just do their homework, they, I don't know, what else, whatever. And then on Friday, they, like, party like it's like their last day of life. I mean, like, they party too much. And if you're in United States, you have to be really careful with that, because these guys is really crazy. They don't think about what they're drinking, what they're eating. And nowadays, the marijuana is, like, allowed. So don't think about it. Like, it's a bad thing. Don't think about it. Even if some of the United States, some of the American guys will advise you, don't try it. Nah, it's not good. I've not tried that, this too. Okay, so then when you leave as a student, you will get the experience of United States demo. What I mean is, you can't work as you want. So I know these guys who work in logistics, who works as a driver. Yeah, they're getting good money because they're allowed to work. You as a student, you are not allowed to work. Even if you will try to work out of the campus, even if you try to work off campus, you will get deportation back to your country. And this thing will remain for 10 years, and you can't even get back if you get a deport. So which means that you have to be really careful. There is some stuff what you can do. I mean, like, you can work for cash without any paperwork. Well, that's the only case. But even if you want to go to work somewhere, let's say the Burger King, KFC, whatever, they ask you this SSN. SSN is like social security number, which is like INN. We all have like INN, right? So they have like thing like SSN, and if you have an SSN, you can just let's say you can buy Apple for monthly payment, you know, the Apple products, well, which is really good, but you have to get an SSN. The only thing how you can get an SSN if you will work on campus. If you don't work on campus, nah, you can't get, like, you can't earn money. I mean, like, it's really dangerous. You have to be really, you know, very attentive to this. And you will get networking experience. That's really cool. I mean, like, these American guys, they don't really think about, like, I mean, like, if you are in some party, or even if you are in class, you can just go and just ask for, like, hey, what's up? What's your name? And they will get friends with you. It's really easy to become friends. I mean, like, my friends had one guy who live in a penthouse. You know what a penthouse? There's a, like, off-campus one building which is dorm, and it has, like, if I'm not mistaken, 60 floors, and he lives in one of the 50s or one of the top rooms, and he has a, like, panoramic view of the city. It's really cool. I mean, like, and he he often did the parties on Saturdays. There's a lot of people there, and if you go to one of these parties and you will find the host. The host is the guy who really created that party. And if you want to get, you know, friends with him, it's really easy. You just become like, hey, you know, it's a good party, you know, or watch your Instagram or whatever, and you will get friends, and that's it. And one fun fact is, who of you use the Snapchat? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, okay. These guys, they don't use the Instagram. I mean, like, they don't use the Instagram. I mean, like, they're all in Snapchat. If you want to get other friends, you have to like open the Snapchat and just snap it and all that stuff. Like, to be honest, for me, I don't understand the Snapchat, how does it work. Like, for me, like, Instagram is better. But all these American guys, they all use the Snapchat. I know, and they use the Snapchat not for masks. They use the Snapchat for chatting. Yeah, just sending the snaps and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the one of the experience that I had. Yeah. Nah, they don't know about it. They don't even use the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really rare when they use the WhatsApp. They all use mostly the guys who I've talked, they all use like SMS. Yeah, the simple SMS or the Snapchat, and that's it. And there's like applications called Slack, which they use for like cooperative things. Like my university, it has like Slack of different channels, like the channel of engineering guys, the channel of if someone wants the housing, there's like channels, and you can just join and just text them. I mean, like, it's really strange. They don't use like WhatsApp, like. So what else? So yeah. Do you really want to study in United States after this? Well, it all depends on you. For me personally, I really like this experience, and now I want to try the Japan or China, because for me, like, United States, it doesn't seem like really innovative or really technology stuff like in the Japan or China, because yeah, there is a couple of robots in my university which delivers the food and all that stuff, but I don't know, like, I guess like Japan or China is like more innovative depending on the United States or wherever. Yeah, that's it.